Tornado warning. This was the original one. This is the one that they issued on in Lowndes County, Mississippi, that continued to make its way into Alabama. We actually have a debris signature on this one that's been popping off and on, and that is very concerning as well, because the debris signature pops on when you're actually you have a storm that's touching the ground and causing some problems out there and lofting some stuff up in the air. This storm is moving toward Newtonville and toward Fayette. So the Weather Service is a warning there. Within a few minutes, it is likely the tornado warning will be canceled for Lamar and Pickens County, but for Fayette County, they're going to have to hold on to the warning a little longer because we're still seeing the tornadic circulations out there. One thing we're doing, we are keeping a radar view and an overview of what's happening on screen at all times. So if we happen to not be talking about your individual city or town, just a quick glance up there, you can see on radar where those storms are, where they're coming from. And there's a boatload of storms right now rolling in out of Mississippi. More storms out of Mississippi. That wind shear is kicking in. We thought the prime weather, active weather anyway, would be between about 5 and 8 p.m., and that's exactly what we're seeing right there. This circulation, this is a tornado. In fact, if we click right here, this is a tornado signature, I should say. Click here, and that is going to give us the track. Here we go, updated numbers, so you can see where this storm is going. 722, Huppertville, Glen Allen, 728, Bazemore, 732, Texas, 737, Eldridge, 744, Clark and Dogtown, 748 and 752, respectively, moving east-northeast at 24 miles per hour. There is the hook echo. When you see that kind of, and the radar just updated, that is the hook. This is where the tornado would be, right there where my hand is. We are likely to see some damage out of this. We've had some damage reports around Millport with some trees down. We've had a number of hail reports out there in Fayette County. We will be checking in from time to time on the line with some of our weather watchers. In fact, Christopher Gardner in Fayette is one of our weather watchers in that area, providing us with updated information. I'm going to step off cam just for a minute. I'm going to look over here on my computer.
Hey, just to add, JP, we're getting reports right now that we have actual reports of a tornado touchdown there northwest of Fayette with that storm approaching Hubbardsville. So
you beat me too.
Well, we're actually in contact, JP, over here with John Huddleston, who's his team is in Fayette right now, and we're just mentioning to John, this is going to pass very close to Unity Baptist Church right there north of the city of Fayette. You see the trajectory takes that close to Hubbardsville. So if you're watching us in Fayette and north to Unity Baptist Church, looks like the tornado is going to pass right in that vicinity. Anywhere basically between Fayette and the Marion County line, you need to be in your safe place. This is about to cross Highway 43 at any moment here.
And all storm shelters are open in Fayette, although at this point in time, unless we get some additional tornadoes coming in, we don't want you going to a storm shelter. You need to be where you're going to be, because the worst thing you do, get out on the road. But as you mentioned, this is a confirmed report. In fact, I am seeing Anthony McDonald sending me a picture of, and hopefully we can get some folks up here and we can get some of the pictures on the air. This is in Lexington, some pretty low-hanging clouds there, some things starting to try to rotate there into Lamar County. So the weather watchers contributing right now, but what we're seeing on TV, this is a confirmed tornado. This is moving toward House Chapel Road, Wes, and I'll get you back on that track.
Well, as you mentioned, just shelter in place at this point. If you're right there around Highway 43, this is about to cross. I was about to mention here for all of our viewers and all of our listeners over in Tuscaloosa County, Todd Robbins just checked in with me here. We're partnered up with Clear Channel, so we're now being carried live on 98.1 TXT, 94.1 WZBQ, 105.9 and 96.9 FM. If you're in the Tuscaloosa area, the iHeart radio stations, when you go to your shelter, you can also pick us up right there, and also via the First Alert weather app. So I do want to get that out there so you can get up to date on this. As we mentioned, we don't want to forget about our friends there off to the west into Lamar County very soon. I believe if we look at this, Fred, let's back the view out. I think we're about to be able to sound at least the all clear on the tornado warning here very soon. The warning for Lamar County was in effect through 7:30 p.m. And, Kennedy's still under the gun here. This is about to make the cross over into Fayette County. But we have two storms, and actually the one right now, JP, that we're getting all the reports about is is this one to the north that's about to enter Hubbardsville.
That one's the scary one. This is actually the one we have the tornado debris signature, and also you were talking about. That's where we have the ground truth, the confirmed tornado here. So this is not, we're not just on TV talking about something that may or may not be happening. This is actually a tornado that is reaching the ground, and if you are in the path of this, you are going to have some significant damage. You could be looking at winds over 100 miles per hour with this tornado. That's our tornado debris signature, Highway 43, and this is going to be House Chapel Road, County Road 49. This is also Sand Springs Road, zoomed in up and close here in Fayette County. So this is concerning Hubbardsville or any place right there to the southwest of Hubbardsville. You need to make sure you are in your safe place. You need to be in your safe place at your house. I know we reported that all the shelters are open in Fayette County, but don't bother with leaving the house right now because you don't need to be outside with this kind of weather happening. This is the tornado. This is our circulation. Tornado on the ground moving toward Highway 43, moving toward Hubbardsville right now. Radar continues to update this information. Let's go back to when we go into future radar on this, so we can just kind of take this a step by step here. Right now, 7:15, here we go, forward in time. At 7:17, we may see this just to the north of Hubbardsville and then lifting to the northeast of Hubbardsville by around 7:30 on toward Eldridge and then on into Winston County. So tossing this out here, I don't know if it's going to hold together, but if it does hold together, Winston County, you may be looking at a tornado warning as well forthcoming. One tornado warning in effect. Actually, it's two separate ones in one county, and that's in Fayette County right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect in Lamar County as well as Pickens counties, and we are continuing to watch just one after the other thunderstorm roll in out of Mississippi. We saw those things developing, and they are moving in right now. There's tornado warning number one. This is the confirmed tornado to the north of Fayette, and then we have this circulation right here. This is going to be just to the north of Newtonville that is tracking off to the northeast. In fact, both of these storms moving to the northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So they're not the fastest moving storms, but they are tracking northeast at about 25 miles per hour. This storm is cycling, which basically means it is kind of ramping up and going back down and ramping up. So you may see it touch down, and it may lift back up again, it may strengthen, it may weaken, but this is a storm that we are watching as we get back toward the Hubbardsville area. Tornado on the ground moving toward Hubbardsville, Highway 43 right now. We have those counties colored in red for a tornado warning, confirmed tornado within about the next 2 to 3 minutes crossing Highway 43 in the Hubbardsville area. Heavy rain, hail, and very high winds associated with this storm. Could be looking at some debris on radar or shear rate indicating right here where the tornado is, where radar's indicating that, and earlier we had that debris signature. So the storm is tracking toward Hubbardsville. This is tornado warning number one. Tornado warning number two is going to be generally Fayette South and to the east, including the Berry area. Severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings may have to be issued for both Walker and Winston counties, depending on how these storms continue to move and migrate over the next hour or so. Let's go to a broad view. Let's check back to the west across Mississippi and see what's coming our way as we take a look at a couple of more storms. And largely what we're starting to see is a lot of rain, and a lot of this just kind of come together. And I think once we're finished with this initial round of these individual storms rotating, I think we'll get back into a pattern where it's going to be more heavy rain, and we're going to have to really concern ourselves with a flash flooding potential with rainfall totals within 2 to 4 inches back to the west. That's what I'm currently seeing in Mississippi. That's what the forecast models were indicating as well. A lot of this instability will decrease after around 9 o'clock tonight. So we'll start to see more rain and less severe weather in terms of high winds and tornadoes, at least on the larger scale. That tornado watch, though, will continue until 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's get back into Fayette County right now, where we are tracking the severe weather, and we also have a severe thunderstorm warning back to the west across Mississippi. So a heads up, you could be looking at more severe thunderstorm action in Pickens County before too long, and I think that would be more widespread around say, Carrollton and Aliceville as well. So this is our hook. This is where we are seeing that rotation. Hubbardsville area, Studdard's Crossroads, this area. This is very concerning. Secondary concern is down to the south. I think this is going to be between the two. This is going to be the stronger tornado. This is the one that we've actually had the most recent ground truth report or a spotter report on, also a debris signature. So this is the tornado we're most concerned about. Let's get an updated track on this as it's actually moving a little bit closer, show you some times of arrival, some places that are going to be impacted by this tornado. And by the way, I just want to pass along, American Idol is on right now on Bounce TV. That is our .2 channel, our secondary channel. We do have American Idol on that channel right now. So just passing that along, you're seeing that at the bottom of the screen. Our .2 and a number of cable systems provide that. It's also available over the air. If you have an antenna, you can pick up that .2. I know I can pick it up out in Shelby County just fine without any issue. Eldridge 739, 741 Howard, Clark at 743, Kansas 745, Dogtown 745, and Carbon Hill at 747. So Hubbardsville, that is one area that we're watching right now. Can you see it? That is the tornado that is very concerning to us. We're going to go back to Wes Wyatt, who may have some new information. He's been scouring some of the weather wires and some of the weather chat rooms. Wes?
Yeah, just really keeping a close watch on this for our friends here in Fayette County. We have multiple damage reports now, according to our weather watcher there, Chris Gardner. He says on County Road 51, we've got multiple trees, power lines down in that particular area. I do want to say, if you're watching us around Monroe Road, the Monroe community, that's going to be just off to the north there of Hubbardsville High School. That looks like the kind of the track where this is heading. If you know what I'm talking about, this is going to be right there off of Highway 129 into Hubbardsville. That area impacted. Camp Comfort Road, Harbin Road, House Chapel Road impacted. But again, the Monroe community. I do want to say that we do have two warnings for Fayette County. So if your weather radio is going off, your First Alert weather app, we have a warning. This one I'm talking about near the Hubbardsville area will be in effect through 7:45 per the National Weather Service. The one over the southern part of the county will be in effect through 8 o'clock. I am monitoring. We have a camera in Marion County, and I'm looking to the south. I know we have a lot of folks watching us here in Glen Allen and Winfield and Guin. Looks like this is going to pass, at least the tornadic circulation. It's staying just to the south of you right now, something we need to pay close attention to, but I still think we're going to have some strong winds. Carbon Hill, just a heads up, this is tracking in your direction, as you can see here. Carbon Hill, if you're watching us there's I-22, Eldridge. That track will take this right across Eldridge. No official warning now, but this is an early warning, a heads up, just in case we see this warning expanded to include parts of Walker County. I mentioned Hubbardsville. Right there is the tornado, that little hook that you see. It's now crossed Highway 43. I mentioned Monroe Road right in here. It's about to cross there very soon. You can see Fred circling that on the map. But this is going to be moving. Studdard's Crossroads may stay just north of you. Again, I mentioned Glen Allen, and looks like right now the tornado circulation south of you looks a little bit weaker in this latest scan, but nevertheless, these things have been weakening, ramping up over time. Let's check in with southern Fayette County, because we do have another warning here through 8 o'clock. As JP mentioned a few moments ago, we had some reports of trees down with this particular storm over into southern Lamar County along Highway 96, but there is Newtonville, Fayette, and right in here, JP, looks like this thing's kind of getting sheared out a little bit. Yeah,
I think so too. If Fred can pop us the velocity data here very quickly, we can get a pretty good handle on that. And it's looking better than it was before, where we were looking at the possible tornado. Fred, let's go up to the other circulation as well. By the way, we just popped a severe thunderstorm warning in Winston County. So we are seeing some improvement right here. Still some circulation, but the sheriff's office actually lost contact with that that tornado. They were following it on the ground, and they've lost contact. That could be because it's weekend, or it could be simply it's getting close here to nighttime, and it's just hard to see. So right now we are trying to get some information from our weather watcher in Fayette County. He's talking to the sheriff's office, and Hubbardsville still, even though we're seeing some sign that this could be weakening a little bit, don't get out of your safe place. Not out of your safe place. In fact, high-res velocity indicating that we very much have a rotation there. So certainly we have an active tornado warning.